President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are not careful, they are going to be embarrassed by William Samoei Ruto in 2022. Let me repeat myself. If Uhuru and Raila are not careful, then William Ruto is going to embarrass them in 2022. President Uhuru Kenyatta has the system, or what you can call the state machinery. Raila Odinga, the people's president, has the people. So Uhuru and Raila has both the state machinery and the people. But if they're not careful, William Ruto is going to embarrass them. So in this video today, I want to explain to you guys why if Uhuru and Raila are not careful, then William Ruto is going to embarrass them. But before we do that, if you're watching the channel for the first time, please just click subscribe button. And to the subscribers, please kindly just give this particular video thumbs up. Now let us get back to serious business. If Uhuru and Raila are not careful with their system, with their state machinery, and with the people which Raila Odinga is bringing on board, then William Ruto is going to embarrass them. So far, for those who are keenly following the politics of this republic, so far, William Ruto is a front runner. So which means you can't talk of 5 presidential candidates in this country without mentioning William Samoei Ruto. Number 2, William Ruto has been working so hard to dissociate himself from Jubilee government and Jubilee failures, because Kenyans are currently very bitter with the performance of Jubilee government. And in fact, even today there's a picture of President Uhuru Kenyatta in Nyeri inspecting development project. But the citizens outside there are not caring. They're not bothered of what the president was doing there. So Kenyans are very bitter with this government. So Ruto has been trying so hard to dissociate himself from this government. In fact, he's been trying to associate himself now with the former president Mwai Kibaki. He doesn't want anything to do with the current government. And number 3, William Ruto has already set the ball rolling. If you look at Jubilee, and you look at ODM, and you look at the United Democratic Alliance Party, in United Democratic Alliance Party, you can clearly tell who their presidential candidate is. And already they've even called for aspirants meeting. So William Ruto is set for the presidency. And that's why I'm maintaining that if President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are not careful, then Ruto is going to embarrass them. And why do I say that Ruto is likely to embarrass these people if they're not careful? Number 1, William Samoei Ruto is already focused on the presidency. I want to challenge you to go to ODM party. Who will be their presidential candidate? As at now, there's still confusion whether Raila Odinga is going to run, whether Raila Odinga is going to support a compromise candidate. There's still confusion. Wycliffe Oparanya and Hassan Joho already applied for the presidential bid, but Oparanya on the other side is negotiating with William Samoei Ruto to be his running mate. I'm not sure whether Hassan Joho is serious about his bid for the presidency in 2022. You go to One Kenya Alliance, for example. You don't know whether it's going to be Musalia Mudavadi. You don't know whether it's going to be Kalonzo Musyoka. You don't know whether it's going to be Gideon Moi. So still confusion. But on the side of William Samoei Ruto, from 2017, in fact from 2013, he had concluded that he was going to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. And that's where his focus is. Everything William Ruto has been doing since 2013 has been geared towards his presidential bid. So if William Ruto was launching roads when he was still in government, he was doing those with his 2022 presidential bid in mind. When William Ruto was going to churches before COVID, he was doing so with his 2022 presidential bid in mind. When William Ruto attends a funeral, those funerals are identified by his team because they either add value to his bid or they are going to add something to his 2022 presidential bid. So far, the only presidential candidate who is focused on 2022 is the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto. So they must be very careful. Number two, handshake confusion. There's a lot of confusion in handshake. And this can be manifested in the latest development in the Building Bridges Initiative bill, especially members of parliament. Tomorrow and Thursday, members of parliament are going to debate and vote for the Building Bridges Initiative, BBI bill. But there's confusion already. As we speak, we are not sure whether BBI is going to carry the day, the pro-BBI is going to carry the day, or the bill is going to be defeated. James Orengo, Utinda Molo, Okongo Mogeni, and members of Jela Committee, who are appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta, are actually leading in opposing the bill. They want some changes. But introducing changes to that bill is a problem. So if BBI alone is giving them problems, what about 2022? Was BBI about 2022? President Uhuru Kenyatta has maintained that 2022 was not part of the BBI, was not part of the handshake. Raila Odinga has maintained that the handshake was never about 2022. Probably, they just entered into handshake without 2022 in plans. So there's a confusion there. Raila Odinga supporters expect nothing less than a Raila Odinga presidency in 2022. They expect President Uhuru Kenyatta to support Raila Odinga in 2022. Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga have not discussed this. So there's a lot of confusion. You go to their supporters. Central Kenya, where Uhuru Kenyatta is coming from, is not embracing the handshake. It's not embracing Raila Odinga. On the other side, Raila Odinga's side is embracing President Uhuru Kenyatta and is embracing the handshake. So there's a lot of confusion around the handshake. Whether it was about 2022, whether it was about BBI, so far nothing is clear. And Ruto is already focusing. So how will they catch up? Number three is early campaigns by William Ruto. I think it's paying off for him. Initially when he started, most Kenyans never thought that William Ruto was going to sustain the campaigns from 2013, basically from 2017 up to now. So far, William Ruto has sustained this campaign. Very few politicians can sustain a campaign to the magnitude the deputy president has done. Very few politicians. In fact, William Ruto is able to attract attention of key politicians in this country because he has actually managed to sustain the campaign, which means by now, William Ruto is probably the only politician who has traversed the entire republic asking Kenyans for votes. So if the president goes to the coastal region, he's very clear. He's telling them that you voted for Raila Odinga, but this time around, I want you to vote for me. When he was in Busia and an MCA challenged him on one thing, the MCA, I think, challenged him on to help them raise some funds. The deputy president was very clear to him that for you guys, you only want me when you want money. But when you want the vote, you go for Raila Odinga. So basically, he's addressing these issues. He's telling those people that I am also an alternative. I want to run for the presidency. So far, and I think I've mentioned this severally, so far, after the last election, the only politician who has almost been to all corners of this republic is William Samoei Ruto, probably except Nyanza region. But he has been in almost all parts of the country. He's been trying so hard to consolidate his support base so that Rift Valley and Central Kenya doesn't slip. He's been trying so hard to go to Western Kenya to get support there. He's been trying so hard to go to the coastal region to get hold of that region from Raila Odinga. So basically, early campaigns has helped William Samoei Ruto. I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you saw Kalonzo Musyoka outside Ukambani on a Saturday? What about Musalia Mudavadi? Musalia Mudavadi has been campaigning. but he's campaigning in funerals in Vihiga and in Kakamega, in probably when he goes again to Bungoma and Nyeri. I don't know the last time Musalia Mudavadi went to the coastal region. You can remind me. I could be wrong. You can remind me. So far, William Ruto's early campaign, for early campaign, has actually worked for him. Number 4 is the state of the economy of this country. If there is one thing which is affecting Kenyans, is the economy. William Ruto has been trying so hard to dissociate himself from Jubilee government. Raila Odinga has been trying so hard to be associated with President Uhuru Kenyatta and Jubilee government. The state of economy collapsed in 2013. But it's manifesting itself today. Because from 2013, that's when overborrowing happened in this country. Today, it's manifesting itself. And Kenyans are suffering. And sadly, Corona also hit the country. And at the moment Corona hit the country, so many businesses have closed down. So many things have closed down in this country. But the economy is the worst hit. So William Ruto today is busy crafting a team to convince Kenyans that is actually ready to change the fortunes of our economy. And Kenyans are likely to swallow the bait. Ruto has been part of the government since 2013 and 2017. He was probably the president between 2013 and 2017. Jubilee collapsed the economy during that time. But that economy, William Ruto has managed to dissociate himself from Jubilee government and is now crafting a Kibaki kind of team. And because he's doing that, Kenyans are asking themselves, this is the right guy. He's talking of hustler nation. He's talking of giving us money. He's talking of getting money from the treasury to give to the poor people. So they must be very careful. Number 7 is the war on corruption. If there is one single thing which was going to bring William Samoei Ruto down in this country, then it was the war on corruption. In fact, at some point, William Ruto was associated with corruption. You would Google corruption in Kenya, William Ruto would come, his photos. That's the honest truth. Then the president and Raila Odinga had the handshake. And after the handshake, they identified corruption as one of the major problems they were going to deal with. And the president started so well. The deputy president was cornered. Then what happened? Allies of President Uhuru Kenyatta started engaging in corruption. And the president was doing nothing. The close family of the president started engaging themselves in corruption. The president did nothing. And as the president was doing nothing, Kenyans were watching. Kenyans were watching. And even when COVID hit this country, shamelessly, allies of the president still went for the COVID funds. And we're talking of billions. So Kenyans started asking themselves, kwani Ruto mwenyewe akiiba, you make noise. This other guy who akiiba, nothing happens to them. No investigations, no arrest, it just disappears like that. So Kenyans started thinking that Ruto is a thief, right? But the other guys are also thieves. But the only difference between Ruto and the other guys is that Ruto akiiba anatuletea. On the other side, wakiiba, we don't know where they are taking it to. And even at some point, even on Twitter, they trended a hashtag, my thief, my choice. So that's the level we've reached as a country. So today you can't pin William Ruto over corruption. And William Ruto, being a shrewd politician, has actually turned that fight on corruption into advantage to him, so that he appears as a person who is being victimized. And lastly, the deep state. The deep state is also likely to contribute to the shame and embarrassment which William Samoei Ruto might subject the president and Raila Odinga to. The fact of the matter is that we normally have a deep state. People who dictate certain things. People who dictate who become the Chief Justice. They dictate who is going to be the chair of the IBC, who are going to be the new commissioners, who is going to oversee the elections as the presiding officers here, which police officers are going to go to this region. If there's a police officer who is friendly to order in a region, and that region they have interest, then who is going to transfer him? So this deep state is being misused. And because they are being misused, they are actually giving William Samoei Ruto sympathy as things stand today. So in conclusion, if President Uhuru Kenyatta is not careful, and if Raila Odinga is not careful, and with their so-called deep state, and with their so-called numbers, Raila, Uhuru, William Samoei Ruto is going to embarrass them. I don't know what you think. Please, I want to read your comments on this. Just a request. Anytime you meet an ad on this channel, you can jump. But at least watch the first two. Then you can jump the rest. That's how you can promote this channel. I've always also told you that if you give this video a thumbs up, if you like, and if you drop comment, then you also help the channel. Because YouTube has an algorithm and it recognizes those signals. So if you like a video, if you give a comment, if you share the video, YouTube recognizes those signals and it starts sharing it to so many people. So if you love this channel, you have been part of it, you're part of the gang, please just give this video a thumbs up. Bye bye, and please may you have a good day.